Over the last couple of weeks, we finally started to see the ball rolling for SUI as its price has pushed up over 100%. Now, as its price has started pumping, a lot of investors are wondering whether or not this move is going to be able to continue. Is it going to be the end of this rally? I mean, what does the future look like? Well, I'm under the belief that SUI could still have a substantial amount of gains in front of it. And in today's video, I'm going to explain exactly what I'm looking for and what I am expecting in order for these gains to come to fruition. So we have a good bit to get into today, so let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. And guys, do not forget, if you do want to trade a little SUI yourself, you can check out that link to BTCC down below, where they are going to give you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. It's one of the best deals out in the market, so make sure that you go take advantage of that down below. Now, first and foremost, kind of just recapping what SUI has done for the last couple of weeks, it has been a really fantastic move here, honestly. What you can see is that SUI put in those very strong gains back in, November, December of 2024, before eventually pulling back into January. Now, this pullback did get pretty damn ugly if we do see. I mean, SUI's price pulled back roughly 67%, which is a common pullback percentage, which I find very interesting here in the top 50, but it was ugly to say the least. Now, what we can see, though, is that SUI ended up intercepting a massive liquidity zone. As you can remember, back in March of 2024, we had this huge point of resistance right here. The same level of resistance appeared back in October of 2024. And this previous point of resistance actually served as a huge level of support for SUI, in which the bulls were capable of stepping in, pushing SUI's price back up towards $3.64. And so what I want to do is kind of follow up that move. Now that we have seen SUI hold the support, flip this resistance to support for the RS flip, I want to talk about what I'm expecting next and why I think that SUI actually still has its sights set on what could be a move up towards, $7, $8, $9, obviously under the right circumstances. Now, what we're going to be focusing in on specifically today, though, is called the Fibonacci Golden Zone. And it's a level on the Fibonacci tool that pretty much decides whether or not a crypto is going to be able to pump or not. And let me kind of show you what this looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Fibonacci tool here, and I'm going to draw the Fibonacci high from the previous all-time high, or the actual just normal all-time high right up there. And we're going to drag this all the way down to that low that we put in back on April 7th of 2025. Now, I'm going to show you my settings really quickly so you can apply these to your own charts. And when you apply these settings, you're going to see that there's a golden zone sitting right between $4.17 and $3.57. This is the golden zone. And like I told you before, the Fibonacci golden zone basically decides whether or not a crypto is going to be able to pump or not. It's a massive wall. If you get rejected by the wall, you're going to really see some losses. But if you can just manage to climb over that wall, oftentimes there are some very nice things on the other side of it. And what you can see here is that SUI is currently running directly into the golden zone as its price is consolidated here for a couple days. And it is no surprise. Do you see how SUI saw some absolutely fantastic growth over the course of 4 or 5 days before running into the golden zone and immediately stalling here? That's not a coincidence. Again, the golden zone is a massive level of resistance. And if SUI is capable of clearing it, man, there's some really strong things that can happen from there. So that kind of leads us into the future. Knowing that we're in this golden zone and knowing that there's about to be a massive decision to be made, let me tell you exactly what I'm looking for and exactly what I'm expecting here. So I do personally believe that SUI at some point is going to break this golden zone. I do genuinely believe that to be the case. I think after a move of this nature with this amount of strength, if we can see the crypto market continue to show strength, if Bitcoin can continue to either continue upwards or just maintain kind of this sideways movement it's seeing right now, I do believe SUI is going to be able to try to push above this golden zone and try to open up this door to the upside. And what that would look like, obviously, is SUI trying to break firstly above $4.17. You see, the way that the Fibonacci's work is that when you clear the 786 Fibonacci level, what generally will happen over 75% of the time is you will then do what's called a Fibonacci extension. And a Fibonacci extension in this case means that if we clear this golden zone of resistance, history says that we will not only be able to push back up towards this $5.30 level, but oftentimes even higher to a Fibonacci extension level, usually being the 1.272, or in dollar terms, the $7.22 level. So to simplify, what I'm saying is that I do think that one day SUI is going to be able to break this golden zone. And when that day comes, I think that it's going to open the door for SUI to try to push up to $7.22. And considering that is roughly a a 100% gain from here, I think that's actually some pretty sizable gains. And so the game plan for me remains the same. I do think that SUI is going to be able to push up towards 720 or so. It is market dependent. And what I mean by that is obviously if Bitcoin tanks to $70,000, if Bitcoin tanks to 65,000, SUI is not going anywhere near $7. But under the right circumstances, if we continue with the momentum and the trajectory that we have now, I do think that we're going to hit those levels. And so I am going to be continuing to take profits along the way. And if at any point SUI does get rejected, I actually do have intentions not only to DCA on those dips, but I will be opening up some low leverage long trades, expecting to try to catch some of these bottoms. There is a chance that SUI does get rejected right here off of that $3.75 level, just because, again, the macro level of resistance, and we did just clear a huge point of resistance here. And oftentimes, when you have a massive level of resistance like this, you break above it, then you hit another one. Usually, you'll get rejected off of this one, come back down, try to flip that previous point of resistance into support, and use that RS flip to continue upwards. So I'm not going to get freaked out or spooked out of this position if we do see SUI's price pull back to say $2.80, because sure, it might be scary looking whenever you see it fall 21%. The reality is that would be a very normal, natural, and healthy pullback / correction. And I think that the door could still be open for that move upwards. And so my general belief here is that, listen, if SUI pulls back, I am going to be DCAing the lows. I will likely be opening up some low leverage long trades if I can try to find some of these bottom signals. And I am going to prepare for what could be some possible profit taking up towards $4.20, up towards, again, then further past that, roughly $5.30, and then a lot more back around $7.20 if the market does allow. Okay, so with that in mind, I think there is a possible huge move for SUI inbound. It really, again, just depends on if the market can continue in this direction. My invalidation level is currently all the way back down below $1.98, which is great. There is a lot of room to go here. And what I mean by that is, listen, SUI's price could fall all the way back down to this red zone without me even caring. Because the reality is this was clearly a bottom. And I think that we could very well bottom out here again and try to push upwards. And so at this given point, it does feel to me as if SUI is confirming this breakout, that it is going to start trying to make this trend upwards. And as long as we are above this red box here, we could be in a fantastic spot for SUI to start seeing some good gains. So I'm not obviously putting all my eggs in this basket. I'm not going 100x all in right now. I think that's a stupid thing to do in general, but I am becoming optimistic that there could be some potential gains in the future here for SUI. And the game here for us is just to figure out how / if / when, I guess, that happens. And so I'll continue to keep you all updated, but I did want to let you know my general outlook is becoming more and more bullish. But the reality is we have a major battle sitting directly in front of us right now, which is this Fibonacci golden zone. So as we do continue to pursue this, as we continue to try to break through this, I'll be here updating you every step of the way as it all does play out. And do not forget that if you want to see a little bit of extra insight as to what I am doing, my buys, my sells, my trades, and much more, and in addition to that, extra workshops, live streams, classes, and a ton of entertainment and value, head to the link to the school down below. Guys, in the school, we have a very simple mission. We take crypto investors like yourselves, and we give you the tools and strategies that you need to become a winning investor. And I define a winning investor as someone who is confident, someone who is consistent. So if you feel like you like one of those two things, head to the link down below. And the best part is, if you don't see any value within the first couple hours, I just give you your money back. I think it's a good deal. So check that out. Don't forget you can trade some SUI today over on BTCC if that interests you, and watch very closely what happens here at this golden zone, because it's going to make a huge difference. But overall, of course, I hope you guys have been enjoying the content we're making out here in Dubai. Shout out to BTCC for making this all happen. And I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out.